Welcome to this episode of First Home Hustle. I'm Kim McCarty.
And I'm Dave Stahl.
Today we're going to talk about fear and the media. So let's start with media.
Okay.
So the media likes to put out all the fear things, all the things that get clicks, right?
Yep.
So when you're looking at, should we buy a house or what's the interest rate? It's all fear driven.
Every bit of it.
Every bit of it.
Well, no, they do a great job of telling you when rates go down.
Do they do a great job?
They do. Every time rates go down, you'll hear that blasted through the media.
Okay.
But they never tell you that in between those two times of rates went down, they went bloop and then back down. So they're actually the same as the last time they told you they went down.
Okay. So they start with the fear.
Recently, they've done that.
Okay. So we start with fear, and then we come down and say, okay, now rates are down, but we got to bring up fear. And so they bring up the fear with the prices or the lack of inventory.
Or the Fed's going to meet.
Or the Feds are going to meet again, right? Okay.
Nobody
or
knows
we're
who
in
they
election
are.
year. Like
Right.
all these things are the fear driven.
If you do an internet search today for the most important topics as it relates to 2024 and real estate, the entire first page is nothing but why you shouldn't buy.
Why you should not buy.
Because rates are high, prices are high, rates aren't going to come down. Now they're saying first quarter of 2025, for sure rates are going to come down.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure.
When, like last week, didn't they say it was the end of 2024?
And didn't rates go down last week?
They did, but remember they went down, they went up, and they came back down.
Okay.
And I only know this because I have one that we didn't lock because we were like, ooh, rates are going to come down a little more. It's okay though, we got the same exact rate, so it hurt nobody.
Right.
Because they dropped and then went bloop, back to exactly where they were 2 weeks before.
Okay.
So it's, fear in the marketplace is media driven.
Yes.
If you're buying real estate, it's not like buying a stock where you need to be watching it every day.
Well, and I have said this for years and years and years. Real estate is a local driven market, right? So you can hear all the national news. You can hear what the average sales price was, what the average interest rate was, whatever. But you have to really look and dive deep locally and where you are locally. So if we are in a market where, inventory is smaller than maybe we want it to be, but interest rates are a little bit higher. And I want to say this because I keep having to correct people. Interest rates are actually high because we got used to an abnormally low situation for way too long. If we look at the average, would you not agree that we're very average?
I say this like I think every time we're on.
Okay.
1971 to present, average interest rate, 30-year fixed rate, give it a guess.
12.5.
No, it's 7.75.
Oh, well, I thought you were like
7.7 something.
in 1970 something.
No, 1971 to present.
Okay.
The average 30-year fixed rate right at 7.7.
So if you averaged it all out, 7.
Right now we're actually below average.
We're below average.
Yep.
So if you're a first-time home buyer out there and you are afraid to jump in the market because the high interest rates, tell me why I need to be buying right now.
Okay. They're predicting across nationally that the average home price is going to go up 2.4%. Obviously, that's different market to market.
Location to location.
Case-Shiller Index. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes.
Case-Shiller Index is an index that tells people, where in localized markets, what values are doing in those markets, and it even breaks it out by price point.
Okay.
So if you're looking at individualized markets like Texas as a whole, I think you're going to see Texas as a whole that the values are going up greater than that 2.4%.
100%.
In the first-time home buyer section.
Yes.
If you're telling me that, I went to look at a $2 million home, it's 1.8.
Right.
That is not first-time home buyer homes.
Right.
We're talking like 250 to 500. Those homes are holding value because there's still a demand for that.
Huge demand.
So if I'm a first-time home buyer, or if I'm giving advice to a first-time home buyer, first thing you need to do is quit listening to the media and decide whether this is a long-term investment for you or you think it's short-term.
Right.
If you think it's short-term, that's great. Buy it knowing it's going to be an investment property later.
Yeah.
Because over the long term, you're going to gain value in that home.
Well,
It's just, we were talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
How long ago did you buy your first home?
Gosh, well, we've been married 25 years, so 26 years ago.
26 years ago. What'd you
Yeah.
pay for that house?
$150,000, and my interest rate was 9.5%.
What's that house worth now?
Gosh, we were talking about this today, and we were like, we woulda, shoulda, coulda held on to that house. We should have, because now I bet that house, it's in Amarillo, so who knows? But maybe let's just say 350.
350. Doubled up.
Doubled.
First house we bought in Allen, 2000. Paid 174. Not last summer, but the summer before, sold for 480.
Yeah. And you're
Why-
like, why didn't we hold
So
this?
so my point is, quit looking at short-term data for something that's a long-term investment.
Well, and that's the conversation that I'm having with a lot of my first-time home buyers is let's really look at this as a long-term investment. Now, you may only want to live in this particular home 3 to 5 years, right? It's going to be a starter home. You may be married, you may have your first kid, and maybe you outgrow this home pretty quickly. But as we talked about this, the builders are giving really good incentives on their interest rates, right? They've locked in some interest rates and they have maybe a 4.99 or a 5.99 with minimum down. It might be a good opportunity as a first-time home buyer to come into these new communities, buy your first piece of real estate, and then in 5 years, when you A, are making more money, right?
Right.
And B, you have more equity in this property, you can hold that property with that low interest rate, turn around and buy your next property and rent this out. Now we've started your real estate portfolio, which if anyone had ever trained me when I was 25 years old that I should have done this, where would I be now? If someone had just educated me on this and the opportunity, I could have had, at this point, I could have had 3 properties at this point. If I had just held the real estate, that when we bought it at a pretty small investment, if I had held it, where would I be today?
Right.
So this is what I'm educating these first-time home buyers. I want to help them create wealth. And how do we create wealth? If you look at the top people in our world and economy, it's all through real estate.
Yep.
That's what they do to create wealth.
Not counting Walmart.
Okay, well,
Even though
but he probably has a lot of real
they
estate.
do own a lot of land.
Yeah, okay. They're gonna have a lot of real estate. But if you think of the average person that has wealth, it's through real estate.
It is.
And it's through buying good real estate and selling good real estate.
Right. So general thought, fear-driven media.
Don't listen to the media.
Right.
Just listen to us.
Right. Fear-driven media makes it so that people don't make decisions that they should have made.
Right.
Because from my perspective, when my phone's ringing, I'm getting a lot less first-time home buyers than I am investors.
Okay.
If investors are buying, what's that tell you?
That's a big indication of what they think of the market.
Absolutely.
If investors are spending their money, you need to be spending your money too.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right. So wrapping it up, don't listen to the media. Don't be driven by fear. Talk to your local lender, a local realtor. And if you don't have a local realtor or lender in your area, we can help you find those. So give us a call. If you want to reach us, we're at 214-662-9308.
And I can be reached at 972-896-8790.
Awesome. Thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.